boy, it's time. The soothing dulcet tones of your old pal, EZ. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show Patreon bonus podcast. It's time for stories and good vibes. Can you imagine if I did this? There's a regular thing where I just did like ASMR. Hello. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your old pal, EZ. Glad you're here. Look at that. I put the chat box on the screen there. A lot of talk about roast beef today on the show. I think Trump got us started on that. There's the chat box. We don't want it to overlap with our pal, Bruce. Okay. Kenny says roast beef is only good with Arby's sauce anyway. I don't agree with that. Roast beef is fantastic on its own. So says EZ with the dulcet tones of ASMR. Hey. Okay, I'm just fucking around now. Chris says horsey sauce for the win. Yeah, horsey sauce is great. You know, your old pal EZ makes his own sauce. Well, not like out of my ding-dong. Everybody knows that. You just mix a little horseradish with the mayo and boom. You're good. So yeah, I passed out again. Completely zonked, wasted. But that's okay. Megan says, Eric, Steve wants to know if you think I'm legit crazy or if you think I'm normal. I don't think that there's anything that can compare any of you to anything. I really don't look at people that way. You know, I look at it as the only thing that I might look at is if someone does something that makes me, you know, they just do crazy shit that makes me feel like I'm in danger. Then I avoid them. You know? But no, I don't think. I think every single one of you are unique in your own way. You're normal in your own way. So how is that for a politically correct diplomatic answer? I think that's awesome. Megan says, with that answer, you should run for office. Like if somebody were to say to me, "What do you think about Megan?" and said, "You know, would I like raise an eyebrow?" Like, oh boy, avoid. I wouldn't. No, I don't feel that way. Is there anyone in this chat that I'm looking at right now that I know on a personal enough of a level that I would say avoid? No, not really. You know, that would have to go into like the realm of the former Zaniacs. Stevie says, Easy, are you going to talk about, and then it's covered up, I can't see it, J-Lo. Wow, well let me, I don't know anything what's going on about J-Lo. I'm going to guess it has to do with the divorce. Because I have heard rumblings that her and Ben are on the outs. I got Jennifer Lopez deal for $90 million. Las Vegas residency in jeopardy 3 days ago. I got 21 hours ago. Ben Affleck and J-Lo reunited family event amid breakup speculation. So, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you know? Do you have breaking news? Go for it. Stevie says breaking news. Well, spill it, girlfriend. Yeah, I would. I'm anxious. Meanwhile, I just found out that there is something that you all can do that is a lot of fun. It's I didn't realize it had, like, when we're on Twitch, I wasn't aware of this, but you as an audience can, like, pull clips, video clips, and post them to my own page. I have to approve them, but I'll approve it. I did not know anything about this. Kenny clipped something, and then he said, hey, mate, check it out. Check it out, EZ. And he went ahead and clipped a moment from the most recent daily podcast. It was when we were doing the Diana sign language thing. How great was that? And then I'll explain for the folks who are listening. She went. She's moving her hands like she's doing sign language and just moving her mouth like she's saying words, not speaking. Points at her ear. She's acting like she's fucking deaf. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. I have always wanted to do this. How did it go? She goes, great. The lady immediately goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, wow. Yeah, on me. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye. And the lady just fucking walked away. I was like, ha, 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 ha. But seriously, she's going. That's how I would do it. Because, you know, sometimes people, when they are hearing impaired, they try to talk and that weirdo voice comes out of them. We gotta go. Cole describes this as stolen deaf valor. Let me just say that. Yeah, I think if Diana went deaf and she had to do sign language, I would probably tape her mouth shut or deactivate her vocal cords, just so that I don't have to hear that deaf murmur. Thank you, Kenny. Well done. Okay, I cannot handle this blurry camera. I figured out what happens. When the camera is clear, it's when, like, just the fan is blowing on the air conditioner. Listen how poverty this setup is. And as soon as the AC kicks on, like, it actually starts making the air colder, the camera gets blurry. How the fuck can that be? It's like a power surge or a power draw or something like that. Bob says, if you tried this, Eric, they'd probably end up knowing ASL and sign back at you. Watching Eric watch himself and gritting is too funny. So stupid. Yeah, I really think that, yeah, because now it just cleared up. The video just cleared up. As soon as that AC starts, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. All right. I have an update for you on the guy who went to, zoomed in on traffic court while he was driving from a few days ago. Actually, it was like Tuesday, I think. Tuesday or Wednesday. He was interviewed. So I'm excited to check this out. Here we go.
Viral video fallout after a man was seen driving during a virtual court
Cedric
hearing
Harris.
for driving on a suspended license. Today, Corey Harris talks about why he was behind the wheel, but he also says he should not have been charged in the first place.
And 7 News reporter Kimberly Craig talked to Harris and checked into that suspension.
After he was busted driving on a suspended license, Corey Harris had
What the fuck's up with her voice? Oh, it sounds like Steve.
to report to the Washtenaw County Jail here. And today I asked him what everyone wants to know. What were you thinking?
What was I thinking? I was thinking about getting my wife medical help. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, don't dodge it. We know. You were, whatever you were doing, we don't care about that. Let's focus on what were you thinking on the fact that you fucking were driving on a suspended license and showing the judge you were driving on a suspended license, you dumb fuck.
Corey Harris said that's why he was behind the wheel earlier this month when he appeared before District Court Judge Cedric Simpson, who knew Harris was appearing on a charge of driving while license suspended.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second.
We spoke to Harris.
It looks like that guy has diabetes.
By phone today, and he said the doctor wanted to see his wife for some ongoing medical issues that had worsened, and he didn't think about anything but getting her there.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second.
And I am.
Yes, I am.
Corey Harris was cited for driving while license suspended in Pittsfield Township back in October. He said it was suspended for unpaid child support. Secretary of State records show his license was first suspended for child support back in 2010. But Harris told us he thought his...
Okay, this guy's a loser. All right? Again, the devil's in the details. He's so shitty at paying the mother of his children money to support a child that Michigan twice has said, we're suspending your license. You're such an asshole that we're going to take away your license. Okay?
License had been reinstated.
They were supposed to have been lifted it two years ago, but they didn't.
And according to the Saginaw County court records we found, Harris is right. In January 2022, a judge rescinded that suspension on his license.
Okay.
But for some reason, that information never got to the Secretary of State, where even as of today, his license is still listed as suspended.
Well, that's on you, though. If that happens, if somebody in the office didn't hit the right button, you still got to figure that shit out, you fat bastard.
The same records the judge...
God, not only does he look like Kenny, except that he's black, so he's Black Kenny, he's irresponsible like Kenny. I don't even know if you're irresponsible. Well, no, you kind of are. I mean, you bought video games.
...was going by.
This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. Failure to turn himself in will...
Look at that look on his face.
...result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Oh, my God.
It's very embarrassing. And with the type of ties that I have with the church and the community, it's very embarrassing.
Thursday afternoon, Harris told us he was going to the Secretary of State's office to try to straighten out everything between them and friend of the court once and for all.
Always double check behind these workers, because they will say that they will do something and they don't do it.
In Ann Arbor, Kimberly
All
Craig,
right.
7 News, Detroit.
Well, let's hope he gets that straightened out.
There you go. That is the end of the saga for now legend on this show, Black Kenny. Patrick says he sounds like Stanley from The Office. Kenny wrote, what? Megan says, wait, didn't you used to play video games with your kid all the time? When he was a little child, like 4 or 5. Maybe a little bit older. Come on now. Kenny says, okay, got to call him a new name now. Well, he straightened it out, though. You heard that part of the story, so the name still stands. Anyway, that is the end of the saga on our pal Black Kenny. I love that guy, kind of. Okay. So the Trump thing comes and goes, and it's already begun. Now, this is what I was telling you. You remember how I said to you that Trump doesn't worry me? It's the people that follow Trump are the problems. These psychopaths will do terrible things. You've got all these members of that jury that just convicted him fair and square. You know? And talk about entitled. Talk about a bunch of fucking bitches. Everybody and their mother, you know, they lose the election. They say it's fixed. Trump gets, he commits a crime, a horrible crime. He gets busted. He's convicted. They blame everybody else. It was rigged. The judge is out to get him. This, that, and the other thing. All right. Okay. So now what these psychopaths are doing, and they are psychopaths, it's not a good thing to be on the receiving end of whatever type of mischief these assholes are up to. Again, this is not a bright bunch of people. They will do crazy shit. They don't think with their heads. They think with their hearts, and their hearts are fucking black. This is the same group of people that wanted to kidnap, rape, and murder the governor, and that actually happened. And somehow a few of those assholes actually got away with it. I don't know how the fuck they weren't all convicted. In my opinion, it was some poor work done in prosecuting them. But the latest is there's all sorts of people that are keeping an eye on these various spots where these Trump MAGA losers hang out, online forums. And there is talk on there of getting the personal information of the jurors, finding out who is who and what is what, and publishing their information, essentially doxing them. That is the practice of getting someone's personal information and putting it out for the world to see. This goes hand in hand with that practice called swatting, where you get somebody's personal info and then you call the cops and say, yeah, there's a wild man with an AK-47 shooting guns in the air, shooting bullets into the air in the front of his house, and then they give like out an address, and cops show up, and it's horrible. People have died from incidents like this, bursting into the home thinking that there's something going on, and somebody gets shot. It's fucking crazy. Internet sleuths. And that is what is happening right now. They're trying to identify the 12 jurors who decided to convict, or who convicted Trump after looking at all the evidence and said, this motherfucker is guilty of everything. The calls for retribution began immediately. Comments like, hope these jurors face street justice. An anonymous user on a pro-Trump forum wrote. Another suggestively asked, wouldn't it be interesting if just one person from Trump's legal team anonymously leaked the names of the jurors? So these are the types of scumbags we're dealing with here. And what this does is, if something like this were to happen, it makes it so anonymity is not a thing when it comes to these types of, which is a protection when people are involved in these types of trials. And if that's not available, nobody's going to, they're going to do their best not to be on a jury, not to be impartial, to get kicked off of a jury. And it's just fucking dangerous. So that is happening right now as we speak. Anonymous internet users on these sites that are known havens of hate and harassment began sharing names, home addresses, and other personal information belonging to people that they say might, that's the key, might have been members of the jury. They're not sure, but they'll throw it out there because they think that's a juror. And then everybody and their mother in this country, which is 50% psychopath, goes after who they think is the juror. Now, again, does this not sound like the most retarded thing you've ever heard in your entire life? My God. Last summer, names, photographs, and home addresses of grand jurors in Fulton County, Georgia, circulated on the far-right internet after the grand jury voted to indict Trump. Same thing. Similarly, after the FBI searched Mar-a-Lago in 22, a Florida court removed info, including the office addresses of a federal magistrate judge from its website after internet users began targeting the judge, claiming the judge had signed off on the search warrant. Jesus Christ. It's this type of stuff that makes me think that when Trump, if he gets locked up, and I don't know that he will, a lot of people are like, oh, no, he won't. We don't know that. We have no idea what the hell the sentence is going to be for this asshole. That if he were, what the far right would do to try to break him out. I'm telling you, Pablo Escobar style. It's not as far-fetched as you think. Maureen says, yeah, I honestly thought they'd come back with a not guilty verdict just for that reason. Maureen says, I'm not going to lie. I'd be afraid if I were one of the jurors. Megan says, there's no way. My anxiety is going to let me sit on a jury like that. Not a chance. Jeremy says, me too. I'd ask for witness protection immediately. I'd go in there with a fucking bozo mask on or something. I wouldn't. I'd say, yeah, okay, I'll do it. But I'm going to talk through a Stephen Hawking voice analyzer or voice changer thingy box. And I'm going to wear the bozo mask. And I'm going to go by the name of Kenny. Megan says, I just had a pang of anxiety that someone may name me in this one. And I live in Michigan. What the fuck? Maybe I need my meds adjusted. Oh, my God. Aren't we all just a nervous bunch? All right. A couple other things I wanted to get to today. Let's see. Okay, this is oh shit, I just fucked it up. You know what? I got it now, sorry. Ottawa County, Hudsonville. Not far from here. This is the face of a lady who was pissed off at her boyfriend. And then she had I don't know how you do this. I guess anybody can do this, but she's got one of those dogs. If you ever saw that Tarantino movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Okay, at the end, Brad Pitt's character. The Manson gang comes in. The Manson disciples come in to kill everybody. And there's Brad Pitt. And the dog, this Rottweiler, he goes, and then the dog goes ape shit and starts chewing on the one guy's balls. She's got one of those dogs. So all she has to do is go, and the dog will attack. That was such a terrific scene. And I remember it vividly because those 3 Manson disciples that came in there, those are based on real people. I forgot their names. One was Tex. And Tarantino putting a horror movie alternate universe ending on what really happened with a wonderful gory fight is a cinema masterpiece. Fun fact. The guy who came in, who was playing Tex in that movie that I was just talking about, that's the same guy who played Elvis in that Buzz Luhrmann movie, that with the one with Tom Hanks. It was all weird. That one. That's the same dude. I forgot his name. But anyway, yeah, that was it was such a wonderful bit of sustained, intense violence. Truly magnificent. The way Brad Pitt, his character, what he did to that cute redhead. Oh my God. That was an incredible sequence. I don't want to say too much more about it because I don't like to be the guy that destroys the movie. But you got to see this film. Patrick, as we kind of go down this rabbit hole, says that Elvis movie was so bad. I fucking love that movie. Are you kidding me? Me and Autistic Aram talked about it. He loved that too. He's the one who said to me, "You got to go see it, man. This is beautiful." I love that movie. Kenny says, "Let's just watch that scene, and if anyone hasn't seen it, leave now." That's a great idea. We'll come back to this story in a second. Let's see. What's the name of that movie again? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, final fight scene. All right. Now, this is like 8 minutes and 47 seconds. So this is another reason why you need to have Tier 2 for great moments like this. Okay? Hang on. I got to do the old skip ad. Okay. We pick it up with Brad Pitt's character. He's high on acid. Right? And then the 3 Manson disciples bust in, and they're going to murder people. Here we go.
I am doing the best I can under the circumstances. Now, I do not want to get into it tonight. Can I help you? Shit.
How many other people are here?
Oh, just the one sleeping in the back there.
Go get him and bring him into the living room.
What if he says no?
Don't take no for an answer. You're the
That
one with the
fucking
knife.
dog.
Get him in here.
That's like one of the dogs that Maureen adopts.
Hey.
Hey.
You
Soundtrack.
are real, right?
Soundtrack's great.
I'm as real as a donut, motherfucker.
She goes, "What the fuck?"
Go to the living room.
What is going on, huh?
This chick is so hot.
Who the fuck's that?
I don't know.
Francesca. Oh. But. Oh, I know you. I know all 3 of you. Yeah, Spawn Ranch. Spawn Ranch, yeah. Woo! I don't know your name, but I remember that hair. And I remember your white little face. And you were on a horsey. Yeah. You are...
I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's business.
No, I was dumber than that. Something like Rex.
God, shoot him, Tex!
Tex.
That does nothing to that dog. The splat sound effects. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh. Okay, so he's out like a light.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ!
I think she got glass in her face. Well, there's blood in the pool. Look at him. Fuck. All right, I'm going to end it there. There's more to the scene, but you know, it seems to me, I wish I could talk to somebody who was in that film in that scene there, just to ask them, because it seems like this would be would have been a fun movie to make. I hear that making movies is actually is painstaking fucking work, and it takes forever, and oh God, a lot of hurry up and wait and bullshit, and just incredible scene. My God. I love that so much. So you're like, easy, we're listening to an audio podcast. Yeah, I know. I'll link it up in the show notes. You can watch it on your own. Frankly, I think that if anybody watches a Tarantino movie and then they look me in the eye and they say, yeah, I didn't like it. It was too much. I question you. I'm like, I don't know if we could be friends, frankly. Linda says, Patrick says, I've never seen this movie. Very intense. Linda says he won an Oscar for that role. Kenny says, Patrick, you should have left. Maureen says, uh-oh. Kenny says, LOL. I think I might have gotten in trouble. All right. I'm going to end this, and then I'll edit it back up. Welcome back. On my end, what I saw was your comments saying, oh, my God, you got banned. So that was horrible. And then in the back of my mind, a twinge of anxiety because I'm like, I wonder if this is going to be a permanent thing. Did I just ruin everything? And then I see everybody blaming Kenny, which, I mean, that's okay. I mean, we should probably blame Kenny for everything anyway. So there you go. Oh my God, that was ridiculous. Worth it, in my opinion. Hopefully, I don't get in too much trouble. I'm going to check my notifications. Sometimes they send me an email saying, "Hey, you're actually out." YouTube, notice your stream was interrupted. It says this. Due to a copyright match, your stream was interrupted. They're interrupted when copywritten content is detected. After copyrighted material is no longer being streamed, streams are automatically re-enabled. Sincerely, the YouTube team. All right, if you say so. So there's a local, actually, I don't know if this one's local story. No, it isn't. Authorities in Ohio have released a public health warning. They are concerned because they busted a local hooker. And after they busted her, they found out that she's got, like, AIDS. And then they got a hold of her little black book. And she had hundreds of clients. So there's a public health warning. Literally, they go on the news and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, if any of you dudes stuck your dick into this thing, you got AIDS. There she is, Linda Inez Lasesi. Charged with soliciting. It's a third-degree felony. And she's in trouble also because she knew she has HIV. So that's fucking crazy. First of all, if you want to hire a hooker, can you imagine the level of loser that would have sex with that thing? My God. And what a sad existence. You're her at one point, her future was so bright. Now she's having sex with people that look like Patriot Nick and John Jamingo. Can you imagine having a whole day's docket of ugly customers, disgusting men that you have to have sex with? And they all look like former Zaniacs? That would be the I mean, think about that. What a horrible existence. And then if you're the guy, how low are your standards if you look at this thing, and that's the best you can do when it comes to a hooker, is the AIDS-infested, fucking weird face, crack whore, toothless skank like this chick. Holy shit. What an awful, awful life. And he says, dude, remember the hooker on Breaking Bad? Yes. And I bet you want me to play it, don't you? Hey, EZ, why don't you go ahead and play those clips from Breaking Bad? Truth be told, I didn't think I was going to get busted. Okay. As always, you guys have been an amazing audience. I cannot thank you enough. You are the shit. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you right here. By the way, the big 101 thing is going down. I just talked to my man. We're going to come up with a game plan next week, but it's happening. I am the king of poverty media. My camera goes blurry when the AC goes on. I work at the oldie station for $12 an hour. I'm on Northern Michigan's, whatever, fucking shit. Thanks, folks. I appreciate you. Later. Bye-bye. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here on the Patreon bonus podcast. Jeremy writes, hey, I hate to do this here, EZ, but did you see the hip check Caitlin Clark got this weekend from some jealous clown? Okay. If you saw it, send it to me. If it was like online, you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. You cannot just put the phone down. You got to go forward, Eric@ericzaneshow.com. Boom. That's what you do. Or maybe you saw it on your TV. Then you tip me off, and then I can get that shit in here, because as it is right here, it's tough for me if I'm doing the show and I tried doing it today a little bit, grabbing a story when I shouldn't have. It was the Junkyard one during Act 1 today. Shouldn't have done that. I like to have it all ready to go. Unless it's really pressing, then I'll stop down and look it up and try to find it. That does happen, but it's best practice as responsible audience members to always give me the tip-off, because half the time my fucking head is not in the game. I am. This is the show that is so reliant on you. I mean, let's call a spade here. If I don't have you, I'm dead in the water. So send me that shit. Thank you. Anyway, even if it's just a tip but no link, like if you, I can get the link, but say, oh, EZ, look this up. You got to see this shit. That'll be great. Okay, yesterday. Okay, we are now beginning in earnest to prepare towards vacation. This is like the big thing. Once a year, 1 full week away from the podcast. And it goes Friday, the 28th of June. Actually, Thursday, the 27th of June. And then, because Friday, we're going to be leaving at like 10 a.m. So there'll be no podcasting on Friday, the 28th. By the way, timeout. True to form, as usual, and this happens all the time, in the never-ending quest to get attention. Did you all see what Kenny wrote there? Aw. He says, if you don't get better at that, he'll eventually yell at you. This nice announcement only happens once or twice, Jeremy. Well, the good news is, Kenny, he's not retarded. Okay? He will get it. But again, you always do this to me. Every time I'm addressing somebody that at one point, you always have to come in like this out of left field with it. Yeah. Oh, boy, I'm just glad it's not me this time. Ugh. Oh, yeah, you better be careful. You do it again, he's really going to yell at you. You do that every time. Okay? It's anytime I'm addressing anyone not named Kenny is going to result in Kenny going, well, yeah, but you know what? It's a good thing it's not me this time, and he's going to yell at you another time. Kenny, every time we do this discussion, we have this same talk. You then go back and you do this all over again. Again, you crave attention. So then it's almost like, oh, God, it's a never-ending cycle. Why can't you, when I'm talking with Jeremy, saying, hey, send me that link, you just sit quietly. And then we can hear the next story. Instead, we have to hear me telling you to shut the fuck up, you fat fucking retard. Shut up, retarded Kenny. Okay, I'm changing your name officially on the show. From now on, you are Kenny the retard. You are Kenny the retard from this day forward. Like if something bad were to happen to you, like, oh my God, folks, we got to get to the intensive care unit. We got to support him. Something's happened to Kenny the retard. Until further notice, you are Kenny the retard. Because you are. God damn it. It's remarkable. I don't even remember what I was fucking talking about. Jesus, you're stupid. You are so fucking dumb. It's a good thing, man. You're gonna get yelled at like me. Yeah, that's what you want. Everybody knows it. We know the goddamn game. We get it. Just shut up. Oh, God, you make life so difficult. Everything. Again, can someone please tell me what I was talking about? I don't even know what we were discussing. Yeah, I don't know. What was I was talking about something, and then I stopped, and I completely changed my mind to yell at fucking fuckface again. Somebody help me out. Seriously, because I don't remember. I was going somewhere with that. And then I got distracted by that fucking pile of shit. I didn't remember. Patrick, goddammit, not roast beef. Would you knock it off? Oh my God. You guys are driving me up a wall. Look at Kenny the retard says, he waves and says, y'all have a good rest of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny the retard, his job is done. He came in here, he fucked up the whole show, and now that fat fuck is leaving. Goodbye, Kenny the retard. See you around. Goodbye. See ya. See ya. Bye-bye. There he goes. Comes in here. Doing fucking 5 minutes into the show, fucks up the whole goddamn thing, and then leaves. Holy shit. And then announces he's leaving. Oh, Jesus Christ. Chris says, I got here late, and we're already knee-deep into a Kenny beat-up. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Wait till you hear how this one unfolded. He has a new name. He is Kenny the Retard. Oh, my God. All right, so can anybody help me? Jeremy, you got to help me. What was I talking about? What was I talking about before I started beating the shit out of Kenny for being a fucking asshole? Jesus Christ. Shit. What was I even discussing with you? Amy says, wait, which Chris is this? Such a pain in my ass. What was I talking about? I cannot remember for the life of me. It's so painful. I was going to go in a completely different direction. Oh, the trip. When we go to Maine. Okay. Now, I don't want to give anybody like lives in Maine, like Patriot Nick or Lonely Nick, whatever he goes by, or Jimmy or Nikki, any hope that I'm going to go out of my way to visit you guys. I'm not doing that. There is no fucking way that is happening. I am going way off the beaten path. I'm driving to the middle of nowhere. I'm going to be just south of Canada. In Acadia National Park. And no, there is not going to be any visitation or anything like that. I am not doing that. Okay? But what we are doing is we're going to be whale watching. You ever seen this shit? If you look up whale watching, Maine whale watching, you give some fucking Captain Hook motherfucker $85. You get on his boat, and he takes you out to, like, this spot in the ocean where the whales feed. Like, huge, massive, the biggest whales that have ever swam the face of the earth. Come out of the water, and they breach, and you're there. You're surrounded by these fucking whales. I don't know where I got the idea. I think I saw something on TV. I think I saw something that triggered it. And I went, yeah, you know what? We should go out and see the fucking whales. So we go to Bahaba, Maine, and then you jump on the boat, and you're out there for like 5 hours. Just like watching the whales eat. I'm just sitting here watching the whales go round and round. So we're going to watch the whales. I guess there's like dolphins. It's just a unbelievable wonderland of aquatic life. Like Aquaman is talking to him, and so that's huge. I'm very, very excited about that. That's one of the many things that we'll do in our getaway adventure to the great state of Maine. Just booked it. And you know what? It's dirt cheap. I thought it would be a lot more. I think they could double the price of these tickets. $85 per. So Pooh Bear and I, $85 each. Jackie and Justin, boom, off we go. Now, that to me sounds like once in a lifetime. You know? Jeremy says, easy going whale watching. You're going to love it. Maureen says, I went whale watching when I was in Boston. It was fan-fucking-tastic. All right. You know, there used to be a time that I used to feel bad about picking on Kenny the retard. There was absolutely a time, but it's remarkable. If I'm talking to someone else, you notice he like throws himself into the conversation. Have you ever noticed that? I think it's the retardation. I don't know what it is. This oh man, he's paying attention to somebody else. I better throw myself into this. That gets so old. I'm like legitimately annoyed with that. And people have been talking, audience members have been telling me about that for literally years, about how he cannot help himself. There has never been a moment that Kenny has actually just been cool. Okay? There is no such thing as cool Kenny. He fucks shit up all the time. Whether it be if I say like, oh my God, you lost 700 pounds. He goes, I don't weigh 700. I know. It's a joke. You dip ass. To moments like this, it's like, what do you stop? Stop doing that. Have normal interactions with us. You don't have to throw yourself into every goddamn thing that I'm saying on the goddamn podcast. You are such a pain in my ass. Jesus. Thus, you have to be known as Kenny the retard because you have shown me so many times you have no ability to actually process information like a normal human. Jeremy says, are you going on a boat or are you going to be watching the land dolphins? Wait, what? Are you talking about land mammal? The dolphin? Is that what you're trying to do? It was a classic moment. But you're trying too hard. Rupert Murdoch has gotten married again. This is his 5th marriage. He's 93. He is worth $17 billion. His son, Lachlan Murdoch, runs Fox now. He's the guy behind Fox. Can you imagine being married to this guy? Well, I had it and now it's gone. I swear to God, I had what am I doing? Oh, my God. Rupert Murdoch. Look at that. 93 years old. His new wife is a total babe. But she's 67. She's super smart, too. I guess she's a molecular biologist. Oh, my God. She is cute. 67 years old. And, yeah, I think she looks great. Any lady who looks that good at 67, I mean, that is, to me, porkable. Okay, so you know it's bad when there's almost a 30-year age difference and you're 67. God, that just does not compute in my brain. That's very, very gross in my opinion. So I think that if you're 67 and you get married to a 93-year-old guy, you got to bone him at least once, right? That has to happen. All right, so the new Mrs. Murdoch, yeah, I mean, let's just assume that she gets half of everything he has. Well, hell, I mean, when he dies, I think I cannot believe he fucking falls for this. What a fucking piece of shit. How can you be such a weak-kneed fuck that at 93 years old, you've got literally months left to live, probably. I mean, if you're lucky, you've got a few. If you're 93, you're lucky with every day that passes. Day. And why would you do that? You know, because Murdoch has tons of kids from previous relationships. And you know, they're like, God damn it. He's just getting taken for a ride. That's disgusting. So anyway, these two got married. Like I said, she's 67. He is 93. Now, this article says he's got a net worth of just under $10 billion, but the one I saw today said he had about $17 billion. Most recently, he was engaged to a retired dental hygienist, Ann Leslie Smith, whom he never married. I just want ages. All I care about is the ages. And then, you guys remember back in the day, you older audience members will know this, Mick Jagger, for years, was with Jerry Hall. They had kids together. She was a supermodel back in the 70s. He was married to Jerry Hall, and I did not know that. They divorced in the summer of 2022. My God. Anyway, I think that's really sickening when somebody that old marries somebody that is 30 years younger than them. Maureen says his chin looks like a ventriloquist dummy. Maureen says just the right age for you, EZ. Chris says at least she's not 23. I think the ultimate was Anna Nicole Smith and J. Howard Marshall. I think he was, let's see, how old was he when he died? J. Howard Marshall. He was the oil tycoon that nobody had heard of until, she married him. If you were to look at these images of J. Howard Marshall, you know the guy's super old if the picture is in black and white and it just looks old-timey. And it sure as shit does. This picture from probably 1960, he looks old then. He was 90 when he died. And he died in 1995. They got married in 1994. Fucking shit. I mean, look at this. Look at J. Howard Marshall with this bombshell. You know, I'm telling you. And by the way, she just such a shame how stupid she was and that she's dead. You know? But if I was her, I would have at least shot one porno with this guy. Okay? One home porno with this guy. Because everybody would want to see that. I know I would. Similar to like if I'm walking through Tijuana and I see, there's like a donkey show where a girl's having sex with a donkey. I'm going to go in and look at that. I'm just letting you know that. I would go, if it said donkey fucker, $1, $1, come see. I'm going in. Out of curiosity. This not like I'd be titillated by it or be turned on. But, I mean, you got to see that shit. Same thing with J. Howard Marshall. If, like, on this, in the next image here, you see her giving him a hand job. Oh, God, look at this dude. Well, anyway, she was, like, in her 20s at the time, and he was 90. That is horrible. Maureen says, that's just gross. His kids fought for the estate. Not sure how it turned out. I don't remember either. At least it's not as weird as Anthony Kiedis and his new girlfriend. Uh-oh. I'm breaking my own rule here. Anthony Kiedis' new girlfriend. Red Hot Chili Pepper Anthony Kiedis takes much younger Brazilian model girlfriend on sizzling warm surf date. Uh-huh. Okay, tell me more. He's 52. And then it says, or 62 maybe. The Red Hot Chili Peppers frontman, 52 years old, or 62 maybe, but still entirely striking, pixie-ish even, has been a known surf aficionado for many years. Went surfing with 20-year-old Australian model Helena Vestergaard. Ugh. Well, out with the old and with the new, as Leonardo DiCaprio says. And just yesterday, Kiedis was snapped with the 22-year-old Brazilian model Vanessa Milomim. Yeah, that's rough. I'm sorry. To me, that's criminal. That's just disgusting. Even the that formula, half your age, add 7. So that would be, I'm just going to say 54. So that would be 27, 34 for me. But, right? Yeah. Half your age plus 7. That seems young to me. 34 to 54? Half your age plus 7. So if J. Howard Marshall were doing it, that would be 45, 52, 90 to 52. That doesn't work either. I think that whole 25, half your age plus 7, I think that's bullshit. Like if I were to have, let's say I was single, and there was some 34-year-old that was trying to date me, I wouldn't tell anybody. I'd keep it a secret. And then maybe I'd feel better about it over time and then say something. But, yeah, I think that would be weird. You know, it's too much. You know, that could be my child. Almost. I mean, I have a son who's going to be 30 next year. So if I'm 54, I would say the youngest that I'd be comfortable with would be 48 at the most. Okay. And then north of my age. So if I'm 54, I would take any chick under 90. So a lot of people get grossed out when I say that. But, you know, people date younger women all the time. Why the fuck is it such a big deal that I like old women? You know, my interests in women are not like what they were. Okay? My dick barely works, for God's sake. I'm into, like, you know, taking walks and going to, like, the pet adoption place and holding the puppy, cooking for my significant other. You know, just having fun. Going on camping trips. The occasional eating of thy asshole. That's about it. Yeah, I don't need much more than that. People give me shit all the time about liking older women. I'm married to an older woman. She's like 100 years older than I am. I give her shit about all that shit about it all the time. I don't know how old she is. I think she's 58. 54. No, she's 57 years old. Bob says, I'm 39 and would rather that I date a 67-year-old lady than a 22-year-old. Oh, yeah. Nick says, I don't date older. Got to factor in 10 years from now. Jeremy says, I'm 34. I can't imagine being me in 16 years and dating someone who was 4 right now. That is so gross to me. Oh, yeah, it's like you're putting in your mouth right on a hairless muff. Patrick says the Anthony Kiedis chick looks like a high schooler. Kenny says, I've seen claims she is 19, 30, and also 35. Which is it actually? Kuiper says older is the best. Oh, look, I know for a fact that when Kuipers was like 9, he had sex with like a 45-year-old woman. He told me this. True story. My God. All right. As always, you've been a great audience. I love you dearly. I am going to rehab. Not like alcohol rehab. For my neck. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, and bye-bye. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Yeah. This is late. It's a late day. It's a late day. Not like I haven't been doing anything. I just finished up another rip-roaring adventure of Who Are These Broadcasters? That is my side hustle to the side hustle to the hustling side. Side of beef, side hustle, front, back, little side action with Christian Blatt, who is all the way in Los Angeles, so easy in Grand Rapids. Christian in Los Angeles, we meet in the middle. We do the show, Who Are These Broadcasters? Part of these, Who Are These Podcast family. And interestingly, I have stolen the Who Are These name. I said to Carl, who came up with it, I go, hey, I want to do Who Are These Free Beers? He goes, oh. I go, so I'm going to do that. He goes, well, then I'm going to sue you. I go, okay, go ahead. I'm still waiting to get sued. And then he said, okay, so I want to include you on Who Are These Broadcasters? I want you to be part of that show. That's fine. Thank you very much. Glad to be recognized. I appreciate you. Someone on Reddit left a Karen post about your pride take from this morning. What was my pride take? That I like pride? I'm glad you bring that up. Before I explore that, I just got my shirt in. Look at this. Free dad hugs. So on Saturday, I'm going to be walking around beautiful Grand Haven. Free dad hugs. And the word free is in like the rainbow colors. And then dad is white because I'm white. And then hugs, I guess those are like transgender colors. They got all the fucking colors. As long as dad is white, because that's what I am. That's my color. Some people have said I'm not white. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course I'm white. No. You're, I don't know what the designator would be. I don't even know. I mean, I'm white. What the fuck? Just because the heritage is that of Armenia is right between like the Middle East and the Caucasus, which are, it's like a fucking mountain range. And everybody there is white, so don't give me that bullshit. What is the whereabouts of this nonsense you speak of on Reddit? I'm curious. You ever do that when you find out somebody's talking about you? You just can't wait to see that shit. That's me. Karen Zane. So let me get this off my chest. So Zane gets butthurt about some dumb post a physical therapist shows him and making fun of Pride Week. Then 5 minutes later, Zane is mocking the looks of trans people and how butt ugly they are. Just be funny, Zane, and don't get fake outraged. That one salty bitch, who I assume is Stevie, says those are drag queens, not trans people. They are not the same. And, you know, I still stand by that. Drag queens are fucking ugly. Way different. Remarkably different. But, I'll tell you what. I like it when people go there to my spot on Reddit and say something that I talked about. That means I got some attention. I triggered somebody to do something. That person was motivated, albeit as twisted as it is behind the anonymity of Reddit, to say, hey, yeah, I'm going to take exception to this. Good. Cha-ching. I'll take that all day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Megan says, I have that shirt. Mom hugs, obviously. So there you go. I often wonder what it's going to be like the moment that I ever interact again with that fucking asshole from Funny Girls. Born a girl, now a dude. Aaron Betka. I'll slap the fuck out of that bitch's face. Who? A dude. This is a dude. I am a man. All right, I'm going to fucking punch you in the face like a man. You're an asshole. Because I'll probably run into that fucker at Pride events. And then that person, Aaron, thinks that I hate gay people. It's like, what are you, fucking crazy? I've never hated gay people. I just hate you. Don't forget, not all gay people are kind or non-asshole-ish. I would say it probably works out to be the same. There is an equal number of asshole cisgender people as there are asshole trans people or gay people. It doesn't fucking matter. Stevie says, you should wear that shirt to your PT appointment tomorrow. Wow, that would really mix things up, wouldn't it? Because I'm reasonably convinced that dude is not quite sure about me. Like during the end of that interaction, which I wasn't like that pissed off about, which is why that post on Reddit is interesting. I don't think I was all complainy or anything like that. I was basically just describing it to you. And I was shocked at the boldness of saying, hey, yeah, let's make fun of the gays. You know, and I equated it to, 1976 making fun of black guys. Nobody gave a shit about that then. You wouldn't, it just wouldn't happen nowadays unless if you're like a dude who you've got like a like-minded fucking person who wants to make fun of black people and there's no one around you. I mean, they were just, the fact that my man yesterday was just letting it fly out in the open like that. Chris says you wouldn't even have to say anything then if I wore the shirt. I think it's important that I wear this shirt. I think you're onto something. If I wear that shirt, I'm not even going to that would be great. Okay. All right. I'll do it. I will do this. I'm going to wear this shirt tomorrow. I'll wear it during the podcast, and then I'll wear it over to the appointment. Free dad hugs. How great is that? By the way, fuckface over here crashed out on the couch. Pooh Bear left, and typically we put Darla and Bruce into these kennels, into their kennels. The only reason why we put Darla into a kennel is because she'd get into something. And the only reason why we put O'Neill in a kennel, hi, handsome boy, is because to keep Darla company. So Bruce roams free. However, Pooh Bear leaves. He comes in here while I'm doing who are these broadcasters? And then that finishes. I walk out of here to go, whatever, get a drink. And Dinah has collected the garbage from all the waste cans upstairs here and put them into a plastic bag in the hall, which I have to take downstairs. And now I have to gather up all the trash again because fuckface opened up the bag and scattered everything in the bag all over the upstairs of this house. Thanks, dick. Anyway. Why did I bring that up? I don't know. Nick says, should have added step to you, probably get more action. Wait a minute. What? What are you talking about? Typically you make me laugh, but I should have added step. I don't get it. What are you doing? Explain yourself, you fucking dick. I don't get the joke. Should have added step to you. Should have added step to. You probably get more action. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. Punctuation helps, dick. It's there for a reason. Then I would have gotten it, but you write like a fucking electrician. Free stepdad hugs. You see, because that's not a bad joke that you wrote, but you wrote it retardedly. Anyway. Let's revel in a little bit of rapper Sukahana being interviewed by Bobby Altoff. You don't know either of these people. Bobby Altoff is a podcaster who made a quick rise to the top. Just a big name. She wasn't a name, but that's all I need to talk to you about Bobby Altoff. It does not matter who either of these people are. All that matters is this interaction. Bobby Altoff, young white chick interviewing young black rapper Sukahana. Sukihana is stupid. And I know this based on this 15-second clip. This is remarkable. It starts with Sukihana taking exception to some degree with Bobby Altoff. Bobby Altoff called Sukihana a musician. And she gets fucking really defensive about this. Why are you calling me a musician? Here we go. You're going to love this, I'm telling you.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music, I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
I'm a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said.
No,
I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
I don't think that's ghetto. I know. Which, that actually sounds pretty good. I don't think I know.
So you
think.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician. And I think you are a musician.
No, baby. I do music.
So you, just really quick, for the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
I'm not none of that.
But then after that, you just said I do music.
Yeah, I do music.
So, in other words, you're a musician.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Okay. The disconnect here is, I guess she doesn't know the word musician. Wow, that, because I think that, well, I don't want to say that she doesn't seem stupid, but she does seem a little stupid. That's rough. Oh, my God.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music.
This can't be real, right? But look at them. I mean, they're not acting. That's a real, genuine, disgusted reaction by this Suki Hana.
I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music. I act. I'm a TV star, too. A young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said. I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
So you
think.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician. And I think you are a musician.
No, baby. I do music.
So you, just really quick, for the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
I'm not none of that.
But then after that, you just said I do music.
Yeah, I do music.
So, in other words, you're a musician.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
How infuriating, how maddening would that be, having that conversation on that level? I mean, talk about two completely different, like one axis and another axis. What? Oh, my God. Chris, I don't know how I keep these Chris's straight, says this cannot be real. Jeremy writes, Bobby Altoff is one of the funniest people out there right now. Her voice timing is phenomenal. I did read a little bit about her. And that's one of the things that was written, that when she does these interviews, it gives you a vibe of, I don't know if you remember Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis. That type of awkward. And you kind of got a sense of it there in that moment when she's like, just really quick. So I think I think she's got some. I think her content really has some legs. I think she's onto something there. Pretty interesting. Pretty good. Nick, pardon me. Oh, that was gross. Says a non-instrument playing ass clown, definitely not a musician. How do you know? I don't know who Suki Hana is, and I'm guessing you don't know either. You have no idea. She might be a fucking guitar ripper. Nobody says that. Come on now. Let's not be ridiculous here. You're just assuming because she's got big titties, a lot of plastic surgery and Botox, and she's black. You're a fucking racist, you fuck. I'm kidding. Jeremy says Suki Hana's responses remind me of Dude Shadoway. I'm glad you said that. I've got a treat for you coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our next topic. At the end of June, as you know, June 26th, Wednesday, is the last day of broadcast for a little bit. Stevie says, Google says she's known as Suki with the good coochie. Classy. Chris says she could be a flautist like Lizzo. Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Wednesday, June 26th. Show stops. While I'm away on Patreon, you have full shows from the golden era of EZ. When we were hitting on all cylinders on my old show. Now, so that's going to be 7 days, Thursday, 27, Friday, 28, and then Monday, July 1 through Friday, July 5 of full shows from 2010. March of 2010. Of those shows, back on those actual days, 3 of those actual days, when they happened, March of 2010, we put best of shows on. And that was when best of shows was like legitimate, great, legendary bits that we would put on the show. It wasn't like the garbage, the watered down bullshit that those fucking losers put out now. So you will have in your possession some legendary moments included in those segments. You will get the Dude Shadoway segment with Jordan Knight from New Kids on the Block. You will get the Sweater Beat Up. And you will get one of the first Dear Meatheads that has ever existed. March 17th, 2010. My dad turned 76 years old, and we put him on the air. You will love this. Not to mention there's a number of St. Gaslight stunts and just a lot of interesting, fun moments. Linda offers a suggestion, knowing full well that I usually respond with some thought to some of your suggestions. Can you give Ben your Zoom login so the inmates could run the asylum for Ben without Eric when you're gone? Chris says that would be awesome, Linda. Yeah, right now, off the top of my head, that sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. Surpassed only when you surpassed only by the time that when you were like 22 and you wanted to marry like a 94-year-old guy. Okay? And just barely. Aram says it might be a better show. There you go. Get it out. Get it out, Aram. Get it out. I know you and your soulmate, Kenny, are hurt. I think we should do the Aram and Kenny show. Now, that would be something. I'll tell you what. I'll go halfway. If Kenny and Aram only agree to do the show, now that would be something to behold. I want to see how that dream team, we can call it Gaslight and Vegan in the morning. I'm Gaslight and I'm vegan in the morning. That's what I'm talking about. Gaslight and vegan. Nick says, Solo Ben Glaze reminds me of the standalone fruit incident from Ron and Fez. Don't know what that is. I know Ron and Fez. God rest Fezzy's soul. He's dead. Holy shit. Ben would be lost, and it would be an epic train wreck. Yeah, I know. Linda says, imagine the madness, LOL. Or we could start Amanda and Jimmy's podcast. I don't know, guys. It all seems like it's more fun to just talk about here. Jeremy says, does the sweater beat up include you glyke by the way I look? I don't know. I'm not listening to it. I never, ever like to listen to that shit. Very once in a while, I'll stumble across something. All right, let's check it out. I'll get up the energy to listen to it. And then after about half an hour, I'm like, all right, this was a fun show. This was a good show, but now I feel bad. Let's let Amanda run the show. Not a terrible idea. Of all the ideas I've heard so far, out of all of you, she's more talented than all of you put together. I hate to say it. And I don't even know if she hears this shit. You have to have that type of personality. Willing to look like a fucking moron. Okay? You have to. And unabashed. And she is. I don't give a shit what you guys say. I'm telling you. Somebody said, easy, I got $1 billion. I'm building a radio station. Handpick somebody. Now, the last time I handpicked somebody, I handpicked Kyle. So I'm 0 for 1. With the top pick of the radio draft, EZ picks Amanda. Number 2, Kenny. Got $1 billion radio station owner. Amanda's on the show. Kenny's on the show. I might add more of you over time, but right now, if someone held a gun up to my head, say, easy, you need 2 from the audience. Who are you picking? Amanda? Kenny? Why? This, that, and the other, all these memories. That's all I'll have to say. Memories. What do you mean, easy? Okay, quit making me spell it out for you. What do you remember when it comes to more than 5 years of doing this podcast? The things that stand out most have centered around those 2 morons so much that means they're 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Depending on the day, I could switch them around. Aram says, I would agree with that first round pick. Bob says, I thought of this after it happened today. New Kenny nickname being his rapper name. Sir Fucks a Lot with his new single, Baby Got Downs. Okay, I like that because let's kind of like deconstruct that as opposed to Sir Mix-a-Lot, Sir Fucks a Lot, which is kind of a misnomer because I don't know if he does. And instead of Baby Got Back, which is what Sir Mix-a-Lot, he liked chicks with like juicy asses. Instead of Baby Got Back, Baby Got Downs. And we all know that Kenny usually, we talked about him, starting a website called Girls of Down Syndrome and shit like that. I mean, that's a funny little thing. Kenny is part of the EZ Whack Pack. You know, Howard Stern invented the Whack Pack. But I've got my own whack pack. And those two are 1 and 1A. Kenny would certainly agree with you about that, says Linda. Maureen loves Baby Got Downs. Maybe you make a parody song. Maybe you really run with this idea, Bob, and make a parody song. I'm not doing it. Chris says that's why they should run Ben and Eric when you're gone. Ben can produce Kenny and Amanda, or Amanda and Kenny. She gets top billing. Yeah, look, I don't think it's it's like a coincidence that all of these shows involve Amanda. I talked about my hypothetical radio station. I'd pick her. I talk about the show with Jimmy. We talk about her and Kenny running the Patreon. It's all around Amanda. I think it's easy to just call her a fucking dumb shit and just be done with it. But you still have to, you cannot get away. You cannot deny. It's undeniable, actually, that when that jackass talks, people go, what the fuck? And that's what you want. Alan, I think, is writing, is that maybe lyrics to Kenny's song? Becky, look at her face. It's like so Downs. So Ben and EZ helped produce the show for these two stalwarts of comedy. All right. Linda says we need to convince Eric this is a good idea. We have 3 weeks. When you started with the idea of just give us the Zoom link and we'll do it. Fuck no. But you are refining this as we talk about it. This is like brainstorming. This is similar to when we would plan shit on the old school radio show. What starts out as just a silly thing suddenly might have some fucking horsepower. Chris says she drops bombs and then she mic drops and gets out. She'll want to talk about the 7M TikTok documentary on Netflix. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She's so bold. It wouldn't surprise me if let's just say in a hypothetical world we that this happens. I mean, I want to see her fart on the mic, but a fart not from her butt. I want a no butt fart. Aram says, would it be available live on YouTube? YouTube. See, I have good ideas sometimes. As you refine it, it seems like I'm starting to come around to what you're thinking. Maybe a balls out takeover and get Brett involved. All right. I'm on board. Let's do this. We got to get these two stooges to agree to this. All right? Now, we all know, okay, here's what's holding it back. Amanda, when she doesn't think, she has confidence. When she does think, she kind of gets a little... So we got to work our way around that. Kenny is hindered by retardation. But I am willing to give them the keys to the show. But we got to figure out, we can't just say, here's a show, do it. So we got to get these two jackasses on board. Ben on board. I don't think that'll be a problem. one of them needs to be, well, they could both be the lead. Like Amanda could start, and then they could just trade off topics or stories. Do we keep it that simple? I'm going to look to you to try to come up with how we do this. So now you got to understand, here we are on the 4th of June. I think Amanda will be okay with this and will enjoy it. Maureen said, last thing Kenny said to Amanda was, fuck right off, bitch. He may not be up for it, LOL. Linda says, let them think. This is their idea. Fair enough. I think at this point, to avoid getting too many steps ahead of ourselves, that's like top priority. Getting these two fucking stink magnets to be able to agree to this. I like the idea of them actually doing a Guess the Odor segment where, like, Amanda touches a part on her body and then gets Ben in the studio and then makes Ben smell her finger. And then same thing with Kenny, except he has to bring in, like, his son Derek. So he wipes a fold and then he holds his finger up to Derek. What does that smell like? Bob says we need Baby Got Downs as an intro song. There you go. Get to work, fucker. Jeremy says, I think the less planning, the better. Just let him at it. Okay. Megan says, oh, I forgot about that on Thursday. What's on Thursday? Oh, Aram says Kenny canceled his Patreon. Okay. Yeah, you guys are tight. Right. That's right. The Asperger twins. All right. That's fine. You know, this is Kenny. This is typical. He's had it. He doesn't like the beat ups. He comes in here. He intentionally tries to gaslight, get the thing going, and then when I respond, then he gets hurt and leaves. How many times have we seen this? Okay? If that's the case, then that does put a little bit of a wrinkle in it. So, I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, I love Kenny. I have always loved Kenny. And when he gets in these states of mind, he'll be like, well, you should hurt me. You've heard it. We've been down this road 1 billion times. And it's like, God damn it, man. I told you. Welcome to the show. All that shit. And then end of the show. And then all that stuff in the middle. If if it leaves my mouth and you take it the way you're taking it, that is your problem. We're all adults here. Everybody gets beat up on the show. And I don't, we figured this out. This is the formula. But there's always this, he has like this unhammered nail syndrome. So, and I really, I cannot stress enough. I cannot stress enough. The whole idea, and you've seen this happen 1 million times, and with Jeremy yesterday was the perfect example. I'm in a conversation with Jeremy that has nothing to do with him. And then he, A, B, see your way out of this conversation, thrusts himself in and says, oh, man, if it were me, I'd be getting yelled at. He's done this time and again. That is his way of getting involved in it. And I point it out every time. And when he does it, when I do point it out, I'm like, dude, that gets so old. That's so boring and stupid. Stop that. And then the next thing you know, he has a temper tantrum, and then he's upset. And the thing about it is I really like him when he's normal, when he's not in one of these depressed modes where he's on the pity pot and feeling bad for himself. I really like him. Like last week on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, he's great. He's fantastic. He's normal. But he gets so caught up in the, oh, no, I'm getting treatment because I get picked on. It's like, well, yeah, because you're cultivating it by saying those words. You do it every single time. And that's all I've said. Maureen writes, Megan, that came out of left field. And that is what you say normally when Megan makes a comment. Because Megan does that all the damn time. We'll be talking about one thing and she'll say, I got a pillow for Valentine's Day. She wrote, I put on too much icy hot. My neck is on fire. She says it's a serious problem for me right now. There's really no way to get past it. You just got to kind of get through it. It'll fade. All right. So that's kind of like put a damper on this whole idea of this vacation show between these two stalwarts of entertainment. Okay. Chris says, non sequitur, Megan. LOL. Check the ADHD meds. Megan impression coming in 3, 2, 1. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I like buddies. All right. This is a special Eric Zane Show podcast. It is a 9/11 tribute here. We're honoring those. Oh, my God. I like buddies. Buddies are so soft. What? I like ice cream sandwiches. Jeremy writes, Kenny still has access to Patreon until his subscription renews. Jeremy says more attention seeking, I think. So, he had Aram, who's part of the Asperger twins. He had Aram say it, that Kenny can't. Otherwise, we'd have never known. So just before this, they had a dialogue. Hey, mate. Get a second during the Patreon. You tell them that I cancel. I'll have it. And then Aram's like chopping wood or raising a barn or eating seaweed, going, okay, yeah, great. And then it manifests here that's how it works. Right now, Aram, one half of the Asperger twins, is the go-to confidant. There is a laundry list of names of show members that have been the Kenny confidant. Raise your hand if you've gotten the out of left field, I don't know what to do anymore. Oh! And, you get that and you go, oh, they're there. They're there. It's okay. It's okay, sweetie. You tap him on the head and you go, okay. And then he feels better. And then he calms down. And then like a couple days later, it's like nothing happened. We've seen this movie before. Can we go ahead and go get screenshot? Everybody, if you could, email me your screenshot when you were a Kenny confidant. And we will do a whole reading. We'll do a whole show of Kenny confidant email readings. Okay? The other half of the Asperger twins writes, Eric does make something out of nothing when Kenny makes a minor comment that isn't interruptive at all. Well, from the perspective of you, from my perspective, first of all, it's content. Second of all, I am feeding the desire. What you have been tricked about Aram. Unfortunately, you're being manipulated. You ever hear about this? People who are like, since you are a Kenny confidant right now, you are being manipulated. And when that happens, you are making all of this worse. Or better, depending on how you look at it. From my perspective, it's better. When a person gets the Kenny manipulation, you'll fall into it at first, and then you'll grow tired of it, and then you'll kind of like, oh, God, I got another email. I got to put up with this shit again. Oh, God damn it. Fucking A. It'll get old. But from my perspective, I look at it as it all is very simple. And Kenny loves the fact that he is a star. And he is a star whether he likes it or not. Why do you think at the start of this conversation, I said my number one pick is Amanda, my number two pick is Kenny? Because they fucking fill the seats. They move the meter. They're good at what they do. And he's smarter than you think. He's smarter than he looks. Okay? Amanda is a little less subtle in her desire to be a superstar, which she is. Kenny's sly about it. Okay? And he is a star. Make no mistake. I know you're like, Jesus, easy. All of this sounds mean, but it doesn't sound mean. It's not mean. It's not mean. Again, we're focusing on him being a star. Aram says, if I did not respond to Eric in kind, I probably would get annoyed. But I won't take Eric's shit. I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about. Be more specific. Here's the problem. The Asperger's makes you speak in like this riddle format sometimes, and it gets lost in the ether. Again, bacon is the cure. Corned beef hash, venison, ribeye steak. Nom, 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 nom. You'll be much better off in the long run. Okay. All right, so great ideas shared here today on this. It just turned out to be just a fucking impromptu brainstorming session. Easy Away and the podcast of Amanda and Kenny. And it's not even sexual. It's just because I think that they would be good together. They're two polar opposites. They hate each other. It would be entertaining. Maureen says roast beef. True, roast beef. The revelation that Kenny has again canceled his Patreon. That is fantastic news. That means he is really, really bummed out about something. He is really taking whatever it is. He's taking his legendary status on this show personal, is what he's doing. And then what was the other thing? The idea of the Kenny Confidant letters. We can call it the Kenny Files. So Maureen's been a Kenny Confidant. Linda says he tried once, but I didn't bite. I know that Maureen has been a Kenny Confidant. I know of at least one. Oh, God, there are some of them are former Zaniacs. I don't want to go ahead and say the names of the Kenny Confidants because what that'll do is that'll enrage him more because then he'll know that the Kenny Confidants approached me. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a wonderful audience as always. You are the best. I appreciate you. This concludes today's Patreon on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Until next time, folks, thank you, and bye-bye.